I missed my bus on the way to school. I remember it like it was yesterday. I woke up late, thanks to forgetting to set my alarm the night before. When I saw 7:27 on my alarm clock, I sprang out of bed like a jackrabbit and began pulling my clothes on furiously. I needed to be at my bus stop by 7:35, so that meant I had no time to brush my teeth or eat breakfast today. No, I had forfeited those luxuries due to my little mistake. I hurriedly scooped my books and worksheets into my backpack and dashed down the stairs and out the front door. I hauled ass to get to the bus stop. Just as I rounded the corner, I could see the last kid getting on the yellow bus. "Hey!" I yelled, but the kid didn't hear me. I hastened my sprint as the bus began pulling off, smoke pouring from the exhaust. "Hey!" I yelled again, waving my arms wildly. In the side mirror, I made eye contact with the bus driver. The driver had always been a stern old man, so I can't say that I was surprised to see him give me a dismissive look and shrug as if to say, "Too late, kid." The driver sped up, and I was left behind, dejected, listless, and without a mode of transportation. My school was about 20 minutes away from the bus stop. I had no money and had never ridden the public bus anyway. My 10-year-old mind was in a complete state of panic. I knew my mom would kill me once my teacher called and told her that I was skipping school. I sat down on the curb, sighing deeply. I still can't explain it exactly, but something didn't feel right. I had never felt this way before in my life, but something was just wrong. I felt a chill run down my spine, and it had nothing to do with the wind whipping around me. I was even more unsettled due to the fact that the wind sounded chillingly, like agonized screams ripping through the air. I looked up and noticed the beat-up, dirt-brown pickup truck chugging slowly down the street towards me. I don't know why I didn't run at the sight of it. I merely sat and watched as the truck pulled up right next to me and came to a halt. The driver's side window was already rolled down, and I could see a wizened old man wearing a dirty red cap gazing out at me. He flashed me a toothless smile before speaking. "What's wrong, kid?" "I missed my bus," I said with an air of defeat. The man stared at me for a moment before responding. "You need a ride?" Yes. I had been taught to never talk to or accept rides from strangers. Still, I was a desperate 10-year-old who didn't want to get into trouble for missing school. "Yeah." I grabbed my backpack and walked over to the passenger door. I hopped in, slamming the door behind me. The inside of the man's truck was filthy. There were cans and old food packages on the floor, and the smell was overwhelming. I coughed and reached to let down the window. "Sorry, kid. That window doesn't work, and neither does the door from the inside." I looked at the man, who was looking at me intently. There was a little bit too much glee in his dark eyes, and I was beginning to feel very uncomfortable. "Where do you go to school?" he asked, and I told him. The man smiled again, then began driving. I looked up at his rearview mirror and saw what appeared to be a little girl's rainbow-colored bracelet hanging from it. My unease was out of control now, and though I tried to look away quickly, the old man caught me looking at it. "Oh, this?" It was my daughter Jessica's. I think about her every day. He reached out and caressed the bracelet. I stared out of the window, noticing that the man was going a completely different way than the bus driver usually did. What happened to her?" I asked numbly. The old man was quiet for a few long seconds before answering. "Well, she passed away in a car accident." The roads are dangerous, especially in this town. My heartbeat was increasing by the second. I wondered if the old man had been lying about the door not working. I was strongly considering yanking at it anyway. "How old are you, young lady?" "10, I replied quickly, trying to hide my nervousness, but failing. The old man stared blankly ahead in silence for a few more minutes. Yeah, that's how old my Jessica was when she passed. He reached for my leg, and I instinctively pulled it up. I felt my face turn red when I realized the man was merely reaching for a bag of opened potato chips that had been lying on the seat next to me. "You okay?" he asked, popping some of the chips into his mouth. I nodded slowly, putting my foot back onto the floor. I looked out of the window and felt relief pour through me like it never had before. We were on the street my school was on. How had we gotten here so quickly? The old man must have taken some kind of shortcut. The truck pulled to a slow stop in front of the school, and the old man hopped out. He walked over to my side and opened the door for me. I climbed out, looking up into his wrinkled face. "Thanks for the ride, mister." The old man nodded, giving me another smile. "No problem, sweetheart." He got back into the truck and drove away. I watched him go, wondering what the hell had just happened. What had my 10-year-old intuition been telling me? This man was clearly harmless, or else I probably wouldn't be at school right now. I shook my head and walked into the building. To my bewilderment, all of the teachers were crying. I didn't find out why until a little while later. My bus had never made it to the school. A car had hopped unexpectedly into the bus driver's lane, and he had swerved hard, causing the bus to topple over the side of a bridge. There were no survivors. Story 2. A school bus picked up my kid 4 days ago. After he was gone, I just went about my day like I always do. When school was over, I waited at the end of our driveway, but a school bus never came. When I called the school, they said my son had never arrived. "He got on the bus," I told them. There was silence. "We don't doubt he got on a bus," they told me, "but it wasn't one of ours." When I started freaking out, they told me I wasn't alone. The same thing had happened to 18 other children this morning, and the police were on top of it. When I asked what that meant, they simply said, "They're working on it. They know." I keep going back to that morning, trying to remember something. Anything. But the same things that I remember are the reason I wasn't paying attention. The bus was yellow. It was long. It had wheels. What the fuck am I supposed to remember about a bus? The thing pulls up, and you kiss your kid, and that's that. 5 times a week, and the routine gets so redundant. A submarine might have pulled up, and I'm not sure I would have noticed. 3 days ago, the parents of the missing kids got together at the rec center to put their heads together and support each other and grieve. Everyone was crying and rerunning the theories they have for days. Some of them are absolutely batshit. There wasn't any complicated thread connecting the kids, really. They were all in elementary school and lived in the same neighborhood, and that was about it. Some people think the school is covering something up, or maybe the bus company. But all the drivers are accounted for, and the school's got nothing to gain. Everyone local knows about it already, and some parents are keeping their kids home until this is figured out. 2 days ago, the parents received something in their mailbox. It must have come in the normal mail. In a little white envelope, there was a drawing from their child. All were of school buses exploring something different. The edge of a cliff, the bottom of the sea, a barn on fire, the thickest, blackest woods. On the back of the drawings, written in cursive, was the same black handwriting, neat as a crew cut. It's just a little trip. Yesterday, halfway to California, the police are saying they found a field with 18 scarecrows. Each was wearing our children's clothes. At the edge of the field, scratched in the mud in big letters, were the lyrics. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all the way. This morning, I'm standing on the curb, and I've picked up smoking again, and I'm waiting for the bus to come back. I've done it every day, of course, in the morning and after school. Every day, I'm twice as terrified as the last. I hear the diesel, and a bus comes rolling around the corner. The bus is yellow. The bus is long. The bus has wheels. The bus has children. But none of them are mine. It's back to school time. How did you guys like these two return to school scary stories? Let me know in the comments. Good luck with school, and don't hop on strange buses or cars. Please like and subscribe for more horror stories.